just feel this strong desire to connect with other people at this point in the coronavirus pandemic, where things are opening up, and that allows us to open up a bit more to what's going on in the world.
People slowing down is great, not as many cars on the road, air just feeling fresher was just, yeah, it's great. And so trying to come back to a new normal doesn't feel quite so good. So maybe we can make it a new normal completely rather than going back to the same old.
Many things that feel like they need to shift all at once can be quite overwhelming, but I do really feel like we've got the solutions. There's like lots of solutions, and there's sort of so much, there's so many amazing ideas and things that are actually working in different places, but how it sort of all scales up and how we manage to shift that narrative that we need to get back to business and we need to get the economy going again. And I think that's what probably scares me most. There's felt some hope in this pause that we could start something different.
We haven't been able to fly as much, we haven't been able to go out and eat as much. Hopefully that will affect people's habits in the future, and people will stop using transport as much, and people will just enjoy greenery more and being in nature. But I do have worries that not enough is going to be changed, because I believe people in power and big corporations aren't doing enough.
Well, fundamentally, I believe we live in a world that have lived in a world for a long time that doesn't work, both environmentally, economically, emotionally. We're living on borrowed time.
Going back to normal is a worry, to be quite honest. Thinking that we can live in the same way that we were living, I don't think's sustainable at all.
They've just given all these companies, all these fast fashion companies, all the airlines, Ryanair, EasyJet, they've just given them all this money, and there was no green lines, no green tape of, we'll give you this money but you have to make these changes, you have to do this for the environment. There was none of that. So I do have a fear that we haven't got the right people making the decisions for us.
And you care a lot about the climate crisis, don't you, Zeph?
Yeah.
What are you thinking about it all at the moment?
We need to act more fast.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Okay, so you'd say we need to act fast, yeah?
Yeah.
This is an issue for the whole world, and it's definitely, climate justice is social justice, because it's going to affect those poorer minority communities first. And you see the flooding in India, and we're just going to have more and more displaced people and more people without a home.
Like, understand that there's sort of also a collective thing that needs to happen, and systemic change. I've really been thinking that how this narrative that it's individual change that is what we need to do, and really knowing that's not enough. So yeah, systemic issue can't be solved with individual change. So.
Aware of all of the difficult things and the challenging times that we're going through and that are happening now, but at the same time understanding that we need to go through shift and change hurts, and as long as we are attending to our grief and attending to the difficult feelings that come with that, and creating space for dreaming and hope and love and connection.
Anything that prompts a fresh realisation of that and a fresh way of looking at that, and to prompt us to live in harmony with the natural world and have a life that is a simpler life, valuing simpler things is a positive. And I think there's a possibility that it has prompted some thoughts in that direction. Yeah.
We're supporting each other in developing our care and the regenerative culture that we need. That, we're going to face a lot of trouble in coming times, a lot of challenge, a lot of crises, but also that politically, we can still continue to put pressure on as a collective, whereas individuals it can feel much more despairing. So I'm here because I care and because I nurture active hope.
Okay, so Barnaby's wishes for the future is he wants to rebuild the rainforest and save all the orangutans.
We are gonna save this world!